Hi, my name's Robin Russell. I'm the founder and senior coach at the Grimsby Snapbrats Community Basketball Clubs, which is mainly for the development of under-19 basketball in the Grimsby area. At present, we've got around about 100 young people who actually come to various training sessions at different times of the week, and who will come and play together, train together, and now are actually playing matches. I got into volunteering because my playing days came to an end, with the wealth of experience over 40 years, playing in London leagues, Southern leagues, even up in sort of Manchester leagues. I thought, well, I've learnt an awful lot. I think it's time to stay in the game and return some of the value that I've perhaps got and give it to the younger people. I got into volunteering because the school I was at had a basketball team that were pretty awful, to be honest. And we sort of bonded and we gelled. We weren't footballers, we weren't cricket players or anything like that. These were the, shall we say, the kids that were never going to be picked first for any sport. They had a little go at basketball and we gelled. I then left the school through certain circumstances. They tracked me down a few weeks after I'd left the school and asked if I could go and take a coaching session for them at a local school. Went to the school and we found that the school didn't want them there. I raised Cain, we went out and played it outdoors, and what should have been an hour session ended up 2.5 hours in length. I really enjoyed it, they enjoyed it, we got on well, and I saw the potential, so I thought, right, let's take this further. I then contacted the local education authority, and the rest is history, as they say. Seeing the delight on the face of the young people when they know that they can take part in a sport, not be marginalised, not be sidelined, but be part of a community system. When they come in, they're very often very terrified, they've been pushed to one side, they're not involved in team sport or haven't been, they may have difficult home lives, social lives, but they've bought in. And to see their faces when older people who would perhaps normally have bullied them in some way, nurture the young players, bring them forward, get them involved, that's very, very satisfying to see peer-to-peer pressure being taken away, but peer-to-peer help coming through. I think really the main thing is when we get these young people who perhaps are off the street with little or no educational background, we can get them qualified in their sport. They can actually do level 1, level 2 coaching, referee, table officiating, and that really is a guide for them and a pathway that can lead to greater things. It's really something that we are passionate about in the club, and we do like to help develop the young people through the sport and the qualification system. Again, it comes down to the satisfaction of knowing that you're perhaps involving the community, you're doing something good for the community, and you are actually developing young people, not just in your sport, but in everyday life, everything they do. You're giving them self-actualisation, you're giving them emotional support, and above all, you're supporting them all the way through. They can always come to you, and eventually they do tend to call you dad now and again, quite by mistake, but it's a nice feeling when it happens. Mine is to actually increase the number of volunteers that we've got within our club. The clubs are growing more and more. We're actually getting more and more known for being an educational club, as well as a good social club, basketball club and sort of community group. And I really would like to develop the younger people to become more involved, to take over the running of certain parts of the clubs, perhaps develop their own clubs, form their own clubs. And by the use of the volunteer system, we can actually bring those through and perhaps realise their futures and the future of basketball. In the community, we're going back out into the parks, which is quite a good initiative that we've run for 2 years. We've been involved with Sportivate, which again helped us get out into the community, particularly into the West Marsh of Grimsby, where there's high deprivation and, shall we say, social misunderstanding about what's happening in the area, a lot of bad press, but going into the parks has actually made people aware that there are community groups, not just us but others, that are able to help the area in particular and the development of local people. So Sportivate in the parks has helped on that side of it, and we are hoping to roll that out not just across the park on the West Marsh, But also last year we went to Cleethorpes to try that area as well. We did a 8-week session alongside the one we do in Grimsby, very successful, and we're now looking to actually develop that even further over the summer months, looking at 2 other outdoor courts in Grimsby. And that's quite exciting because, again, there is a wealth of talent that's just not being picked up. You can go past the parks any time, day, night, any day of the year, and there will invariably be someone there with a basketball or even a football, throwing it up against the the basketball hoops. And they're the sort we like to go and talk to, encourage, get them involved, bring them in, give them a chance. And to me, that is a very exciting. We have our own website, which is www.grimsbysnaprats.com. We are also supported very nicely by the Humber Sports Partnership. If you'd care to go to their website, you'll find us there. England Basketball, we're actually one of the named clubs in North East Lincolnshire. And also, if you phone the local council up, their sports recreation department, we're well represented there as well. They'll be able to put you in contact with us. If you do have any questions or you would like to know more about us, don't hesitate, get onto those websites. There are phone numbers and contact details, but I'll be only too happy to talk to people personally if they want to call the club.